Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Lindsay and I'll be talking about 5 different apps I highly recommend downloading before coming to Korea. Regardless if you're coming to travel or if you're moving to Korea, these apps will be very helpful for you to navigate and communicate with others. Okay, so the most important app I really recommend downloading is KakaoTalk. So KakaoTalk is a messenger app. It is the #1 messaging app that Koreans use. It's similar to WhatsApp, WeChat, Line, all these other apps that are out there. So I highly recommend downloading KakaoTalk before coming to Korea, and it is really important that you download before coming to Korea because to sign up to make your account, they will ask to verify your phone number. So you have to have a phone number to register for this account. With this app, you can call people, you can video chat, and you can also transfer money, and that's a whole different thing. One of the cool things is you can actually give gifts through this. Like a lot of people that I know for my birthday would send me maybe a coffee gift certificate through this app, and once you go to one of the cafes, you just show them the barcode and you can claim a drink of whatever amount that they gave you. Okay guys, so the second app I highly recommend downloading is Kakao Taxi. Kakao Taxi is essentially like Uber. However, they use regular taxi drivers and then they come and pick you up wherever you request to be picked up. You can use your card, you can pay with cash or T-Money. T-Money is something I'll be talking about in my future video. I may have a link down below. Please check that down below. The Kakao Taxi app is also in English. So once you download the app, what you're gonna do is click on it and I'll show you how to change the setting into English. Access your Kakao Taxi. So once you open it, I'm gonna just move it so you don't see my address. All right, so all you have to do is click on that. Click on this one that has the arrow going down, and then the 4th one from the top. So here, the first one is Korean, English, and Chinese. Click on English and the app should automatically just switch to English. So the third app I highly recommend downloading before coming to Korea would be the Subway app. So this Subway app is the Seoul Metro app, and depending on where you're going, say you're landing in Busan or some other area, they have different Subway apps. However, today I'll just talk about the Seoul app because that is where I live and that is what I use. So go ahead and click on the Subway app. It'll open up and it will be in English. So as you guys can see, there are actually there are tons of lines in Seoul. So if you come from Incheon, which is the international airport, you'll click on Depart, and then say you're going to Gangnam Station. You click on Gangnam, say Arrive At, and then it'll tell you the fastest route to get there. So what you can do is click on detailed info, and here you can see, okay, so the next available train is at 4 o'clock. It'll tell you there are 8 stops and 42 minutes, and it'll tell you exactly where to get out, how long the transfer time might be, and then you go to line 9. So line 9 actually has an express line and a regular line, so you can see that this one recommends taking the express train at that time, and then there are going to be 7 stations and it'll take 27 minutes, and then it's like the same thing as you. So, and at the very bottom it says 17 stations, 3 transfers, and it'll take about 1 hour and 28 minutes. And this is very accurate, and I really recommend it. So remember, if you're on a weekend, check weekdays, weekend, or holidays, because times do differ depending on when you are taking the train. So it is really important. So yeah, if you're going to be in a different city, make sure you download the appropriate app for that city. And they're not all great. So this is my favorite app of Seoul. So I highly recommend this one. The 4th app I highly recommend downloading is the Naver map. So Naver is essentially like Korean Google or like Korean Yahoo. That's like what it is. And I really like their map app because it tells you how to get from point A to point B with all possible like transportation options. So I'll show you how to change the language into English. So let's go ahead and look at it. So open up your Naver map. Oh, just going to tell you where I live. All right. So here, the top left corner with the 3 lines, press on that. And then we're going to click on the very, very last one. And you can scroll down and 4 from the bottom. And then you're going to click on English, Japanese, Chinese, or whatever language that you would like to navigate your Naver maps with. Okay, so I'm going to show you an example of how to use this right now. So say for example, I want to go from COEX, which is a big mall by Samsung Station. I'm going to click on COEX. I'm going to click on COEX and say say you're going from COEX to, where should we go? Namsan Tower. The Seoul Tower. So you can see that we have a public transportation option, a bus option that says destination is in a tunnel, which to Normal Street. I'm not really sure, just okay. Walking or biking, as you guys can see. So if you choose the public transportation option, as you can see, so let's look at the first option. That would be with a bus, and a subway station. The second option is a subway. No, that's a bus. And then the third option is the subway, bus. So let's just look at the top one because it says less walking and fast. It says walking 7 minutes, about walking, and it will cost about 1,300 Korean won. So if you click on this, it'll tell you exactly where you should go to take the bus. So you can like zoom in, and then you can just like follow there, and then it'll tell you all the alternative buses right here. So you don't have to just take 362. You can take 4318 or 143, and then you'll go 7 stops and you'll get off of Hanyang Apartment Apgujeong Rodeo Station. So at the exact same stop, because you don't see any walking, that's where you'll be taking the next bus, which will be coming in 5 minutes, and you'll be taking 301. And the bus will go for about 15 minutes, and you'll get off at Yaksu Station, exit number 1. Okay, so once you arrive at Yaksu Station, you're just going to stay at the same station because you don't see a walking person. So you're going to just wait for bus 3, and then whatever the time, you can refresh on the very bottom so you can see how many minutes the bus will come in, and it'll tell you how many stops. And this thing that says comfy. Okay, so as you can see, it says comfy in this 301 comfy, and the next one is EMP. I'm thinking it's empty. So all the buses tell you if it's comfy, meaning like average, like there are enough people. Empty is like you'll definitely get a seat. And then maybe the last one is like, I don't know actually what it might say. I don't use the app in English, so I'm not really sure what it says. But when you get to the bus station, you'll see the number, and then in parentheses, it'll be like a green, which will be like empty, a yellow, which is average, and then a red, which probably is like hectic, I would guess. So once you arrive at Namsan Seoul Tower, follow the GPS, and you'll arrive to your destination. So yeah, guys, the app is super easy. You can go anywhere in Korea using this app. It'll tell you what express buses and like different trains to take. It's really great. The 5th app I highly recommend downloading is called Papago, and this is a translation app, and it is one of the best apps that you can use in Korea because it translates so perfectly. So I'll show you now how to use the app. So let's click on Papago. Let that load. So here, let's switch it to English, to Korean, or whatever language you would like to. You can type in, how are you today? And then it literally translates accurately. It doesn't like translate just like word by word like Google Translate, like the Google Translate app. And this says, so I said, how are you today? And it says 오늘 어떠니? So in Korea they have like a hierarchy language, and this is casual language, so it is not appropriate, but as a foreigner you're just translating, it really doesn't matter. You're really getting your point across, and that's all that matters. Hey guys, so now to wrap up this video, I just talked about 5 different apps I highly recommend downloading before coming to Korea. And the first one was KakaoTalk. It is a messenger app. It is extremely crucial that you download this app before coming to Korea because they do request for you to verify your number. And if you don't have a phone number, you cannot access this. It is the app that everyone uses here in Korea, and it'll make your travel experience more smooth and easy to communicate and get in touch with other people. The second app is Kakao Taxi. As mentioned, this is a app such as Uber. So if you are at your hotel, at wherever you are at, and you're trying to get to a different location and you don't want to take public transportation, and you can just call a cab to you. The third app I highly recommend is the Subway app. I just talked about the Seoul map and showed you in detail how you can use the app and how amazing it is, so I hope that is also helpful. The fourth app I highly recommend is Naver Maps. Just taking the metro can be time consuming, and a lot of times you can just take a bus directly to your destination. So it is really helpful to use this app to see what different transportation options you have. This app also shows how long a taxi will take, as well as the walking distance. So this app will be very, very helpful for those who are trying to get somewhere and trying to see what kind of options you have. And lastly, the fifth app I highly recommend downloading is called Papago. And this app is a translation app, and I think this app is much better than Google Translate because it is created by a Korean company, and what kind of expressions translate exactly into Korean. So these are the 5 apps I highly recommend downloading before coming to Korea, and I hope these were really helpful tips that could really help you with navigating around, being around Korea and communicating with people in Korea. So I hope you guys enjoy your trip, or if you're moving here, welcome to Korea. Alright guys, so that's it for today, and check out my future videos. Bye bye guys, see ya!